In this video, an attempt is made to repair and restore two important wind musical instruments, a flute and a piccolo. The specific musical instruments belong to the Philharmonic School of Lixouri-Kefalonia and were granted for the needs of the project. The pictures show the piccolo, which were received as non-functional. It is made in Milan by Ampone and has 8 keys. The wooden flute was made around 1880 to 1900 by Ferdinand Roth and is a Ziegler type, also made in Milan. During the repair process, the piccolo was disassembled. A thorough cleaning was carried out, the defective parts were repaired, and finally the musical instrument were assembled. Before disassembling the musical instrument, we put a small amount of special oil for brass keys on the screws that hold the keys, so that it is easy to remove the keys from the body of the instrument. The specific procedure can be repeated where difficulty is observed in removing the screw that holds each key. The screws are then removed using a precision screwdriver. The key bases are removed if turned counterclockwise, since the bottom part of them has a thread that screws into the body of the musical instrument. When it is difficult to remove keys or screws, we place some oil at the points with the oil we used previously. Aiming at the optical restoration of musical instruments, the laboratory uses a camera with a magnifying lens. As can be seen, it is possible to restore and clean imperfections due to aging of the body of the instrument with high accuracy. Looking at the body of the musical instrument through the magnifying lens, we see an extensive crack on the body. This, after being cleaned, will be restored as will be seen next. On the basis of the keys, we notice extensive oxidations which will be removed. Bases should also be thoroughly cleaned. A macroscopic check is also made on the rest of the body of the instrument so that any damage to the wood can be identified and repaired. In the keyholes, aggregates of worn pads and dust are observed. During the process of removing the keys, we encountered a lot of difficulty in removing this particular one. With the help of oil and persistent efforts, we managed to remove the shaft and then the key of the musical instrument. For cleaning, we use a fine screwdriver, and after impregnation of the point to be cleaned with a special cleaning soap, the impurities are removed as shown in the video. Movements are made as carefully as possible so that not to scratch the wood where the pads of the musical instrument will be placed. We use Texapon E70 for cleaning. This is a neutral soap used for wall paintings cleaning and for removing old varnishes such as the one on the piccolo. It is also used for cleaning works of art. Through the camera, it becomes easier to thoroughly clean and identify imperfections on the body of the instrument, as shown in the images. Each part of the instrument, such as the keys shown in the video, is cleaned individually with thin screwdrivers and brushes. In this particular, the screw that holds it was embedded in it due to impurities and oxidation, which was removed after persistent efforts. In the places where the pads of the musical instrument are placed, a detailed cleaning is done and an attempt is made to remove the oxidation that is present using a sharp tool or a thin screwdriver. The pad will be placed at the point so there should be as good a fit as possible, aiming the best functioning of the instrument. Poor application to the cap will result air leakage from it, so there will be a problem with the musical tone that will be produced. As can be seen, the oxidations and the outside of the keys are cleaned with detail. With the special soap mentioned above, all accumulated impurities are thoroughly cleaned. Special emphasis should be placed on cleaning the holes where the pads will be placed. Dismantling and cleaning an important, old and non-functioning musical instrument, such as the one we have restored, requires a lot of man-hours. With patient and delicate movements, the pieces of the instrument are cleaned individually. At the connection point of the head joint with the body, there was a thing called thread. Its use was to properly hold the pieces of the musical instrument and eliminate their leakage. The thread was removed and after cleaning the site, it was replaced with a new one of the same thickness. The same procedure as previously described was used in order to clean this instrument part. At this point, we will show how the cracks were repaired on the surface of the body of the instrument. First, we fill the crack with liquid cyanoacrylate glue. While the glue is in liquid phase, we place shavings of African ebony on the crack. A kind of wood stucco is thus created, with the same wood which the musical instrument was made. Then, we gently press the mixture that has been created until it covers the crack and the glue solidifies. When the mixture has been solid, we remove the residues and we rub lightly until the surface becomes smooth. The piccolo we restored had pads made of cork, but quite worn by time. By using heat, the old pads were replaced with new ones made of the same material. By heating the key, the glue residuals on its base are also removed. This is necessary to properly weld the new cap. During the process of restoring the musical instrument, a spring failure was observed. An attempt was made to find and replace it with a new one, but it was not possible due to the age of the musical instrument. So, we fabricated a new spring using a piece of soft metal in the lab. With the same procedure, the flute was also restored, which was in much better condition and needed, in addition to cleaning, the replacement of all its pads. Almond oil was used to protect the wood body of both musical instruments and for polishing and final finishing before the final assembly of the keys of the musical instruments. The pictures show the flute and the piccolo after their repair and restoration.